Am I audible? Sujit, Abhishek, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and is board is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Blurrish.
fine. Yes.
It looking blurry, sir.
Okay, just a minute. Okay, now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Is it visible now? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. So, in last session, we had seen two practicals, two study practicals. We had used DC starters used for the DC shunt motor and starters used for the three-phase induction motors. Okay. So now today we are coming towards practical number four, that is experimental. So, speed control of the DC shunt motor by the flux controller. So now the important thing that we are going to control the speed of DC motor by varying the fluxes. So how we can vary? So as we know that our speed is directly proportional to the velocity, that is V minus IA. So this equation we had already seen in last lecture that AB is equal to V minus IA. Okay. Also, we know that whatever the speed is there, that is inversely proportional to the flux. So now we will consider that whatever will be the constant value. So we will vary this one. So how we can vary the fluxes or the parameters? So by varying the field current, so whatever current is flowing to the field, that will be varied by using that reverse. So now when we will perform, at that time first we will take care that the rheostat will be at the maximum position. That means your field current will be the minimum value. So if our field current is minimum, then after that we will manage the rheostat value and then we can just take measurement of the speed value. Okay. The simple calculation we will consider that is the IF is stands for the field current. Second one is the speed, that is having unit of RPM. Ampere. Okay. So second that we will measure the voltage across the measurers. Okay. So by measuring this voltage, we will just apply voltage to the motor, and then we will measure whatever the current is going to be that will be measured. So this IF can be measured by this 0 to 5 ampere or maybe 0 to 10 ampere. So here you can see there is N, F, and A. So what does these are the study practical of 3.5. So in that, I have shown you that this is the line.
हॅलो सर. सर आवाज क्लिअर येत नाही.
So these are the three terminals. So how we can, this is the schematic of rheostat. It may have here one point and here one point. So there will be a one now. So if suppose we will give a terminal to the rheostat, that time this total resistance will be come to the picture. So there will be some rashes, some like that way. So if suppose my rheostat's point is that place, so if that time I can consider the whole resistance into circuitry and only minimum current will flow through this rheostat. If suppose I just shifting that to this side, if I shift this now, then my resistance will be eliminated from the circuit, and then my current will be like that. Okay. So while we will perform the practical, at that time I'll explain how we will vary the rheostat and how we will vary the resistance. Then we have to plot the graph basis of these whatever the readings we have taken, like field current versus speed. So we have to analyze how our DC motor will perform whenever we will change the field current. So if suppose, as a theoretically yesterday we have seen, if my field current will start to increase, then my speed will start to decrease. So like that way we will get the waveform. So after the performance, we will again check whether this condition will verify or not. Okay. So now we'll move to the setup. Okay. So now here is the setup.
Hello. Audible, no? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, audible.
Okay. दिसते का सगळ्यांना? हॅलो.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. See, this is the three-point starter. Yesterday, so see, this is our three-point starter. So in the three-point starter, yesterday I had shown you this is the handle. Okay. So now in this internal part, at this place there will be the no voltage coil, and this side there will be a overload coil. So here, what we will do, we will give the supply. Then once we will give the supply, then this A1 terminal will goes to the A1 terminal of motor. You can see here. So as in figure, you have seen there is A1, A2 terminal, then F1, F2 terminal. Okay. So you can see here, this is the A1 terminal. This side you can see this is the A2 terminal. Then here for the field, this is F1, and for the secondary side, that is the F2. So this A1, A2, F1, F2 terminals are there. Then here also that A1, A2, F1, F2, these terminals are here. Okay. So now what we have to do? So first of all, we will give the input here. Okay. Then we will take one A1 and it will give to the DC motor. Then A2 also we will connect. Then F1, F2 we will connect. So first, initially, what we will do? We will just connect this to the L. Okay. This is my L. Now I will give this A1 to the A1 of motor. Then this A2 to the A2 of motor. Now the remaining two terminals is there, F1, F2. Will be given back to the F2. But while giving the F1, we need to do one thing, that we have to create remote step because we may So you can see here. Now all our connections are set, so I'll just revise one. Okay, see. So this is my positive terminal, this is my negative terminal as we had seen in the figure. See, this is my positive, this is my negative terminal. Okay, so now this positive terminal is given to the line. So here I am giving this positive to this line. Okay, then from the F means what? Here I have a starter. So from that F, that is F1 and F2. So F1 is given to the 1 point of rheostat. So I am just taking 1 point of out from this field, and it is given to the one terminal of the rheostat. Okay, so now my rheostat is at this place. So here I am getting a maximum resistance. Sorry, maximum resistance. So that is why the current will be 0. So here another second terminal I will take to the ammeter. So here you can see ammeter is connected in series. Then another terminal of ammeter is connected to the F1 point of motor. So another terminal I am taking here is connected to the F1 of motor. Okay, now this F2 terminal of motor that is connected back to the this F2. Okay. Then for the A, that A terminal is connected to the A1. So A terminal A1 connected directly to the A1 of motor. Then A2 is connected back to the A2 of the starter, and this N is connected to the N. Okay. So that is the connection. So now I'll switch on the MCB. So before switching on the MCB, just take care that our resistance will be at maximum position. So now here you can see my starter is in on condition. Okay, my supply is receiving from the starter. Now, as yesterday I told you that I will start this motor with the help of 3-point starter. Okay, so now I have started my starter. Okay, so now here you can see the current. Now you can see here. This is the current value. Okay, so here you can see that is the around 1. Okay, so we have to take this value of current in this place. Okay, here we will write the value of current. Okay, and whatever the speed will be there, that we will take here. Okay, so just hold on for a minute. Now you can see the motor is starting. You can see our motor is rotating. Okay, so now we will measure the speed. The speed of motor you can see one cycle completed and another 1450. Okay, so now here we will take the readings. The current value is around 1.2. So I will take current 1.2 and the speed is around 1450. Now what I will do, I will just change this one. Okay, now what I will do, now I will change the value of resistance. So I am just increasing that one. Okay, so now we will check the current. See current. So here you can see the current. Current is decreased. So current is decreased to the 1. Okay, so here you can see at last time we had seen the value of current that is 1.2. Now the value of current is nothing but it is a 0. Okay. So now we will measure the speed. So here you can see the value of current that is increased one cycle complete. Now 1500 and above 4 lines, that means 1550. So the speed which was 1450, that was increased to the 1550. Okay. Now we will take one more reading. Again I will increase the value of resistance. My current is again reduced. My current is reduced. That is at 0.8. Now we will measure the speed. Now you can see the speed is increased. It is 1000 and here we can see this is a 700. So 1000 plus 700, that is 1700 is the speed. Okay. So last reading we will take. So last reading is that here you can see the current is reduced to the 0.7. Okay, the current is reduced to the 0.17. Now we will measure the speed. So here you can see one cycle complete and the speed is at around, you can see the speed is around 800, that is nothing but around 80. So 780 means 1780 is the speed. Now we will reduce it to the 0. We will become starter and just leave it of this one. So now here we will take the readings. So I have 4 readings here. The first reading is 1.2. At that time, my speed was 1450. Now, then my current speed was 1550. Then reduced it to the 0.8. That time my speed is increased 1700. And at 0.7, that was 1780. Okay. Now, with reference to this reading, we will just find out the graph, whether it is verified with our model graph. So here I will take the speed. In this, I will take the field graph. So now, if suppose this is my 0.5, 6, 7, 8, otherwise we can write 0.7, 0.9, 1.1, 1. Okay. So now at this side also we will take 1400, 1600, 1800. Okay. Now for the particular point we will just take the point. So for the point 7 there will, for that point my speed was 1780, so that will be somewhere here. Okay. Then for point 8 that is around 700, so that will be somewhere here. Okay. Then 4.1 there will be around 1550. So 4.1 that will be here around. And 1.2 that is around 1450. So 1.3 that will be here around. So if I join all points and see, so as I showed you, the model graph for this thing, that is like a, this is the model graph. Here you can see this. Okay, so this graph here we can see as per our query, we have this graph. Okay, so this is our practical number one. Okay. Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt? Shanishwar, Prathamesh, Shubham, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Now we have seen the experiment number one, that is the speed control of DC shunt motor with the help of flux control methods. Now we will move towards the speed control of DC motor by using armature voltage control. Now what is the armature voltage control method? That means in this case we will consider that our field current will be at a particular constant value and we will carry this voltage. We will carry this voltage. So now what is saying, as per the Ohm's law, there is equation V is equal to IR. So if I change this value and keep this one on constant, then my DC voltage value will get vary. So with the help of this rheostat, I need to connect one rheostat in series with the rheostat in series with the armature winding. So I have connected one rheostat here. So now with the help of this rheostat, I will adjust my field current at a constant value, and with the help of this rheostat, I will vary the resistance, and with the help of varying resistance, I will vary the voltage which is applied across this armature. So at that condition, we will see whether we are increasing the armature voltage. At that time, what will be the impact of the speed? So observation table will be like it will be voltage versus speed. It will be voltage versus speed. So we will take again 4 readings. So model graph for this one, it will be like a speed, and this is my voltage. Now, as per this, you can tell me, if suppose these values are constant, and if suppose I will vary the voltage, then what is the relation between the voltage and current? Sorry, voltage and speed. So obviously here we can see the relation between these two, that both are directly proportional to the each other. Okay, so that means if I vary the voltage or if I increase the voltage, then my current or then my speed will be increased. So here we will get the linear graph for the speed control with the help of armature voltage control. Okay. So now the connection will be same, connection will remain same. The only change is that we will just add one rheostat in series with the armature. Okay, and here one voltmeter we are connecting. Why? Because to measure the voltage, whatever the voltage is varying, that we are going to measure. So just let us go for the experimental setup. So this is my rheostat, which will measure the value, which will help us to adjust the field current. So now I will take one more rheostat. Okay, here I have taken one another rheostat. So now the changing connection is what I have to do. Other connections will remain same, but the only connection change is that whatever the terminal I am taking from the armature means that terminal that I have to connect to the rheostat. So now I will just change the connection. So now here from A1 I am taking a wire and I connect this to the terminal of rheostat. Then second terminal I will take from this point. And this I will connect to the A1 output motor. So this one I had connected here. Other connections are same. I will to measure the voltage appears across the armature. I am just connecting multimeter in your multimeter parallel to the A1, A2. So here now the so here you can see as there is no voltage applied across the motor, so this is showing out 0 and speed of the motor is also 0. Now what we will do, we will just turn on this one. Okay. So now the starter is started. Now with the help of this, I'll start. Now with the help of this rheostat, I will just vary the armature current. So now I had adjusted my field current to the 1. You can see my armature current, field current is adjusted to the value of 1. Okay. Now the simple thing, we have to see the voltage. So here you can see. So there is no voltage across the armatures. Now I will change the resistance. So I'll vary the rheostat here. So here you can see the voltage. 190. Okay. Now we will measure the speed. So my speed is around 1450. That is around 1450. So we will take the reading here. 198 is my voltage and speed is 1450. Okay. Now I will change the value for the resistance. So you can see my voltage is reduced to the 183. Okay. My voltage is reduced to 183. And again we will measure the speed. This is the one cycle. Another one is you can see the certain. So my voltage was 183 and speed was around 1350. Again I will change. That moment again. So here you can see the voltage that is around 164. That is 165, 164. Okay. So for that voltage we will measure the speed. Now you can see that is around 1230. It is 1230. So 165 is our voltage and 1230 is my voltage speed. So now I will take one more reading. Now this will be our current reading. So here you can see the voltage that is 147, 146. Okay, and for that one we will measure the speed. So the speed is around 1100 only. That is 1100. So 146 will be my voltage and 1100 is my speed. So now I will just reduce it to the zero. Now we will take that reading to the observation table. So here 198 is my voltage, then 1450 is my speed, 183 is my armature voltage. That time 1350 is my speed, 165 is my voltage, then 1230 is a speed, and last one 146 was voltage, 1100 was the speed. Now we will plot the graph from this reading and we will just verify whether this looks like this way. Okay, so I will draw the graph. So we will take your speed and we will take here FO, armature voltage. Okay, so now armature voltage we will take from the 140, 160, 180, 200. And the speed we will take 1000, 1200, 1400 and 1600. Okay, so with this we will just put our points of the reading. So here point first between 146 at that time my speed was 1100, so it may be somewhere here. So that point may be here somewhere. Then for the 165, 1230. So 1200 is here, 1230 may be here. So with this reference we can see 165 may be here. So another one will be like that. Okay. Then for third 183, so my 180 here, 183 might be here, and my speed will be the 1350, that may be somewhere here. So I'll take like that way. And last one it is 198, we will consider this 200 and it is around 1450. So it is around somewhere here. So if I connect this point, then I get a waveform or a plot like this. So you can validate whether it is same as the model graph. So you can see this graph similarly looks like whatever the model graph is there. Okay. So this is what it is, a speed control of DC motor with the help of armature voltage control. Okay. So this is the second practical which was we have just now conducted. So our practical number 1, practical number 2, practical number 3 has been finished. Okay. Okay, am I visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So recently we had seen the practicals. First, that is the speed control of DC shunt motor with the help of flux control. Then second was the speed control of DC motor by using armature control. And then yesterday we had seen two practicals. That was the study of starters for the DC shunt motor and the study of starters for the induction motor. So out of 6, we have completed around 4 practicals. So I think tomorrow is also we have one hour. So in that we will conduct remaining 2. That is around the load test on DC series motor and the load test on the 3-phase induction motor. Okay. So if you guys have any queries, you can just ask me. Anyone having any doubt? Yes, anyone? Okay. In the group by today evening, I will just upload all the practicals. You should write all the practicals, and I already two practicals readings I had given here. So here you can also write it down. The reading for the one. This is here. Is it visible? This is for the practical of armature voltage control, experiment number 2. Just take a screenshot of this. Yes, Pramod, have you taken the screenshot?
Yes, sir, taken.
Okay, or you can forward to your friends also, those who have not present for the practical. And another one, that is the flux control. Again, I will just show you the readings, so you can just put it down into your lab book. Okay, so here you can see. Is it visible? Audible? Pramod, sir. Okay, fine.
Not clearly
So
visible, sir.
with this note, we will stop. Yes, yes. Okay,
Not
fine.
visible, sir.
Okay. So today we will stop here. By tomorrow's, we will see the remaining 2 practicals that are here. So already we had finished this practical. We had completed this one. Then we had completed this one. Study of starters we had finished. Then study of starters for the 3-phase induction we had completed. So tomorrow we will say the load test on DC motor and the load test on 3-phase induction mode. Okay. So manual, already 2 experiments I had uploaded in the group, so you can start writing. Remaining 4 experiments I will upload by evening. So, and also I will provide a link to you, so you can submit your experiments there. While submitting the experiments, keep a note. while submitting the experiments, just take a note, on every page you should have to write your name and roll number, every page. Otherwise marks will not be given to you. That may be considered as a copy. Okay, so all are requested, all are informed to write your name as well as your name on the every page of writer. Okay, so for today with this note we will stop here. Tomorrow we will go for the load test of DC motor and load test of 3-phase induction motor. Okay, thank you very much. You can mark your attendance here and you can leave. Immediately just mark your attendance and you can leave the class.
Hello, sir. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, audible.
Hello.
Yes.
By mistakenly, I put 59 roll number. My roll number is 56.
Okay, you just write a message
Am I?
that 50. Yeah, just write a message that correction and 56. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, just write your roll numbers immediately. I am just closing the class.